Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a happy Monday and a great start to your weeks. Today we're going to be diving into Cardano. We're going to start the video by taking a look at where we left off on yesterday's video. And really go over some of the metrics that we were using to determine what direction the market would take, such as the FTSE, the S&P, and crude oil. But what I want to do, and it's important that you guys stick around for the second half of the video, is we're going to go over some fundamentals in relation to Cardano and how they are exceptionally strong. And one reason that I bring up the FTSE and the global kind of markets and show you that they have an effect on the crypto space is to really highlight a disconnect between the underlying asset and its actual price, its value, because the true value of Cardano, in my opinion, is absolutely not represented at a $1.60 price. And I think through time, and we are going to look at a couple of tweets. We're going to look at one from Charles himself. Through time, fundamentals are going to win out. And I also want to play you a clip where Charles really talks about the coming year and what this is going to bring for ADA. And it's absolutely my belief that as Cardano holders, you're going to be rewarded. One reason I don't get, whenever we have this kind of downturn in markets, I always feel obliged to up the content, to really push out more content in order to kind of combat some of the FUD, some of the fear that is thrown around the crypto space. Because I've been in these markets for long enough to realize that price is really a short-term symptom of what's going on globally, what's going on in the world. Certainly we saw that in March 2020. So that's really where I want to start. So in yesterday's video, we did speak about the FTSE 100, which is one of the indicators I use, as it's the UK top 100 stocks, and I'm from the UK. I also look at crude oil as it's in the same kind of basket, and of course the S&P. But these two kind of saw a recovery, and we did say if you see a further downturn, it's a good indication that crypto is also going to continue to sell off. And if you see a kind of strength and you see an upward move within these markets, it's a very good indication that crypto is going to follow, and that's absolutely played true. We also spoke about this kind of long-term play, this rising triangle that we had, and how you've kind of, this has acted like a very good ascending support, and you could be on your way up for a break. So things look good at the moment, guys. Some of these markets aren't seeing as much strength as perhaps I would have liked, considering the kind of sell-off that was, of course, due to the new variant fears. And Cardano actually, yesterday we did say that it's quite common. We kind of had this level around about the $1.48 range that we've had for a while now. It coincides with the 0.786, which is your Fibonacci retracement level. And also there's a number of key kind of running ins with this level previously, you can see over here, and it's very common that you'll actually dip a toe below these key levels of significance before then impulsing, and this is to really catch traders out. That did come to fruition. Have we bottomed out here? It's too early to say. One reason it's really too early to say, there are a number of indicators, and I will talk to you about the RSI, which this is typically your very overbought territory, which historically has signaled a recovery and a move to the upside. You're there now, ladies and gentlemen. Your stock RSI looks fantastic, and your MACD looks brilliant, guys. Certainly on the daily, everything looks very healthy, and it does sort of point towards a recovery. Certainly Cardano has gone a lot lower than I had anticipated. It's still following the Elliott wave theory that we have mapped out, you know, until we make a kind of new low within the macro trend that we have, which is a very bullish continuation trend. We're still following that. So there's a lot kind of screaming that this could be the bottom for Cardano, but ultimately, if you see global markets continue to slide, crypto is now, it's matured as an asset class, and it is now more correlated in the same way that crude oil, the FTSE, and everything is kind of correlated to global events. Bitcoin and of course crypto is now within that category, so it's a good thing. It's what we all wanted. We wanted to be a more mature and recognized and a real asset, but there's rules that come with that, there's conditioning that comes with that, and that's what you're seeing right now. So Bitcoin looks good, Cardano looks good. I would like to see more strength here. I think we are actually hitting our head on the 20 EMA. Look at that. That's beautiful, guys. Here we were hitting our head. This is a real deciding moment. When you come up and you now find it as support, this could be a good indication that you know, your downtrend is going to reverse, or certainly the start of it. But it is really too early to tell, and we really need to see that continuation and start to take out not only some of the key Fibonacci retracement levels, but some prior levels. So here would be a significant one around about the $1.74, etc., etc. And you need to kind of climb your way out of here. I do think that's absolutely coming. I am going to, in the second half of the video, go into some things that you guys should be exceptionally excited about. Markets do look a lot more happy across the board, which is something I'm exceptionally glad to see. It's very doom and gloom when we get these kind of sell-offs. Everyone seems to really panic. It's always worse than it is, or it's always worse than it seems. Certainly, you know, give it a little bit of time and that becomes very apparent. But we're absolutely A-OK, guys. And when you know what's around the corner for not just crypto, but Cardano, you can't help but be bullish and have a huge smile on your face. And it's why I continue, despite the negativity surrounding ADA, to make daily videos, because I really believe in what I'm saying, and I think that over time it's going to become very relevant and apparent. So the FTSE 100 is looking okay. The crude oil is looking good, and this has really set the pace for our markets that are very correlated with it. The dollar is seeing strength. I did say there is going to come a point in time where you are going to see Bitcoin and the dollar go up, even though they are very correlated generally. The reason the dollar is really gaining strength is due to its relationship with other currencies like the euro, etc., etc. So the next thing I want to talk about very quickly before we play the clip of Charles is some tweets. Now, one of them is from Charles. This is the first one. We just crossed 2 million mark for native tokens. Every metric of Cardano is continuing to grow, continuing to gain strength and momentum, and the price just simply doesn't reflect that. And hopefully what I'm doing by bringing these other markets into focus and showing you that there's correlation there is really drilling home the fact that there is a disconnect between the actual true value of an asset and the price. Remember that price is just determined by what's getting traded back and forth on exchanges. So this is the other tweet that I found very interesting. This is a retweet from I can't say that, but the name is here, and they are terrified because there doesn't need to be some magical Cardano 2 to survive. It's a future-proof design, and we are systematically building towards it together with the strongest and most engaged community, brick by brick. One of the most bullish indicators that Cardano has, forget all the on-chain metrics, is the community. Together, we are unbelievably strong. I see you guys daily. We have the Discord. If you guys want to join it, hit the link in the description. That'll take you over to the Discord. We have one of, if not the most strongest communities, and well-mannered in many respects. You know, we're not out there hating on other coins. What we're really doing is focused on what's going on in our ecosystem and believing in what's being achieved here. And there's a lot more being achieved here that I think people really grasp at this moment in time. But all will be revealed as we move forwards. This, of course, was the tweet. The reason that ADA FUD is so loud is that it represents the most legitimate alternative to the existing ETH ecosystem that the industry has built around, and the one that has made many influential players very rich, and networked activity continues to increase despite this. Through all this FUD, we did make a video tackling the FUD, tackling some rumors that were out there. You know, we're going from strength to strength, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second half of the tweet. This is only NFTs, and before the 4 to 6 dexes currently in the works even launch. We're where we are. We're one of the most used in terms of transaction volume networks. We don't even have DeFi, we don't have DEXs. This is all coming. I'm in talks with a number of DeFi projects myself. There is some of the brightest minds in the world, certainly when it comes to blockchain, in the Cardano space. And one main, when I always press them, I always say, why Cardano? One of the main answers I get is because of the community, because the strength is there and you know, the following's there. So good indication that we're going to see a huge explosion with DeFi. We've covered DeFi and what it's going to do for the price in a lot more detail. With all this as well, you know, every metric's going up. By the way, quickly, guys, before I go on to show you this, remember we do have the all-in stake pool, which is the all-in crypto official Cardano stake pool. We are looking for people to delegate to us. I have made a video on how to stake your Cardano via Yoroi and Daedalus. Or via Yoroi, sorry, but you can also do it via Daedalus. So if you guys want to stake, come on over. We'd love to have you and make sure you get in the Discord. What I want to really highlight here is the fact that the number of staked Cardano has just continued to grow. despite all of this. So the price really isn't reflecting what's actually going on, the true story. It's only one picture of it. And remember, a lot of the competitors, and I'm not going to get too into this because I don't really have any solid evidence, and I wouldn't throw. Anyway, two of our main competitors in terms of smart contract protocols, they've done very well, but they are also both backed and heavily invested in via two of the biggest exchanges. So it says a lot. Cardano doesn't have that in its favour. If it did, mark my words, we'd be getting very close to that number 2 spot, and we'd certainly be in number 3, which is where I believe we rightfully should be. I'm not hating on Solana or Binance. You know, Binance have done wonderful things via kind of trading off decentralization for centralization. They have a very high throughput. I use PancakeSwap. It's very good, and Solana's doing some amazing things. But for me, Cardano is really, it's a champion blockchain. They've done things the right way. They've not rushed to market. They want to make sure they get things correct. So what I want to do now, guys, is play this clip, and then I'm going to love and leave you to your Mondays. And this is Charles talking about the future and what it looks like. Very important to focus on this because many of you guys, and you certainly shouldn't be, aren't traders. So this short-term price movement it's just noise, really. When you really understand where this is going, and I think what they're doing in Africa really, gave me a good vision of what the future is going to look like, and how blockchain is going to play a huge role in the evolving world that we're moving towards. The short-term price is really just noise, and we've done a lot on this channel to show you that it's largely not correlated with the true value of the asset. It's just what the perceived value perhaps would be at that time. So I'll play this clip, and then I'm going to love and leave you.
And this is why I've always said that it's important to zoom out and have a long time horizon and understand what victory looks like. Every single person who subscribes to this long arc philosophy in the end is in a safe ecosystem that's always growing, that's always adding and building. And so it doesn't really matter where we start, as long as those growth metrics look solid and we don't regress. We will get to where we want to go, and we will see thousands of applications on Cardano. I've always been somewhat optimistic in my projections, but lately I've become more realistic in my projections. And I've tried very hard to over-communicate issues, especially ones that are unfair. And what's nice is that for the most part, most of this community fully appreciates and expects these things. And I rely upon you. We all rely upon each other to make sure that we tell the rest of the cryptocurrency space that this is the reality. Not many cryptocurrency project founders will be this honest with you. That's our relationship. It's one of transparency and honesty, and it's a relationship that we built together over the last 6 years, AMA by AMA. And we've been together on the good times. We've been together on the bad times. And next year, we will see our best times, in my view. But we will also see some hard days because of the nature of this business, because of the nature of these protocols, and the decentralized nature of the ecosystem. The philosophy is what pushes us through, and the commitment towards quality and being better and building better. Okay? All right.
That was that. He's absolutely right. I agree with everything that he says there. We're in this together largely. We're building something far more than I think people realize. So share some love in the comments, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, a like is always appreciated. And hopefully I will catch you all in the next YouTube video. Enjoy your evening, ladies and gentlemen.